Thierry Henry, one of the best strikers in the history of soccer, a man inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame, a true legend who inspired a whole generation. Kylian Mbappé, a soccer phenomenon capable of reaching stratospheric heights. A long-toothed shark that has soccer observers in a tizzy week after week. For many years, the man was compared to the former Arsenal glory. It must be said that the similarities between the two men are striking. Right-handed, fast, technical, ambitious, both men have followed the same path to gradually rise to the top of the world of soccer. And if the young Kylian has long awaited in the footsteps of his elder, the latter has gradually taken off to become today Mbappé, an outstanding striker. However, one can legitimately raise a question mark. Of the two men, who was, during their time in Monaco, the stronger? Thierry Henry and Kylian Mbappé, two crossed destinies, two completely different eras. But they have one thing in common, two precocious talents born to make history. Like Thierry Henry, Kylian Mbappé was born in the Paris region and trained at Clairefontaine. Workaholics, supervised and accompanied by their father, an indispensable presence for their progression. The two men will later each take the path of the AS Monaco. Systematically outclassed on the rock, the two strikers will make a name for themselves on the national scene first. We are on August 31st, 1994. Titi, as he is known, has just turned 17 and is celebrating his first start. If he does not score for his debut against the rival Nice, the young prodigy will score his first two goals a few weeks later against RC Lens. He is then the youngest player to wear the professional jersey of the AS Monaco and the youngest striker in the history of the club. It will take almost 20 years and the emergence of Kylian Mbappé to see one by one these records of precocity fall. In 2015, the native of Bondi was not yet 17 years old when he treads for the first time on a League One pitch. He will become shortly the youngest striker in the history of the club of the Principality. And even though he will establish himself more quickly in the team's 11 than his compatriot, the end result remains the same. The two men will be crowned French champion and will both be elected best hope of the championship. Then on the European scene, one of the favorite playing fields of the two phenomena. In this small game, advantage Mbappé. So we see you coming. Yes, Thierry Henry has scored 51 goals in 115 Champions League matches throughout his career. However, it was not until the 1997-98 season and Monaco's Champions League triumph that the 1.88-meter tall man walked the European pitch for the first time and showed off his class. Henry was then 20 years old. Mbappé was 17 years and 282 days old when he made his C1 debut. He was also just of age when he opened his Champions League account in an epic match against Manchester City. And if Kiki will have written his name in the history of the competition by becoming the first player to score a goal in each of the first 4 knockout games in the Champions League, or by becoming the youngest scorer in the history of the competition in the semifinals, Henry will remain the one who will have scored the most goals in C1 with Monaco between the two men. And like it or not, if their itinerary is the same, it is extremely difficult to statistically compare Henry and Mbappé over time. And according to the periods, as the soccer of yesterday is undeniably different from that of today. We are at least sure of one thing. Their precocity at the highest level and with the French team is striking. Both men have won the European Championship with the Espoirs. All this while being decisive, of course. We know what happened next. Thierry Henry will know his first selection at the top level at the age of 20 years. Kylian Mbappé is just 18 years old. In the end, the same observation. They will be crowned in turn very young world champion. Even better, they will each finish as top scorer of their country. Once again, slight advantage for Mbappé, who will become at the 2018 World Cup the youngest French scorer in a World Cup finals. Finally, beyond their similarities at club level and in the French national team, their similarities on the field are striking. Supersonic execution speed on the wings or close to the axis, phenomenal velocity and depths, efficiency and a devilish flat foot in front of the cage, intelligence of play with and without the ball. The two men have largely made the headlines and accumulated week after week comparisons. Add to that the nerve and carefree attitude of youth and you get two explosive cocktails who will remain forever, despite their advanced age, two legends of the AS Monaco. Today, Kylian Mbappé is a global star, the prototype of the modern striker, a man who writes his own legend over the matches. It is now up to him to write his name in the pantheon of the world of soccer as Thierry Henry did. Finally, who better than its two actors to finally evoke their comparison? I met Mbappé and he is a good boy with a good head on his shoulders. He is very respectful and very discreet. I know that people call him the new Thierry Henry, but I don't like those names. He needs to be him and be the best he can be. The comparison is flattering, but as I said, and I say it again, each one writes his story. Thierry wrote his story, I would like to write mine. I just hope mine will be as beautiful as his. Itinerary, statistics, style of play, personality. It is difficult not to recognize the symmetry between the two men in view of all the indicators mentioned above. Of course, the talent supplemented by the work have allowed Henry to rise to the highest world level. And if it is subjective to say that so-and-so is better than the other, even more so on two totally different periods of soccer, it's difficult, considering all the records of precocity, not to name Mbappé the winner of this duel. It is, in any case, our choice. And for you, which of the two at the same age was the stronger? Tell us what you think in the comments. If you liked it, don't hesitate to talk about our channel around you, to like it, to share it,